Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today I've got a pretty special one, Surfing Pichu from Pokemon Box Ruby Sapphire. This was set up and hunted for Egg Month 2023, which is hosted by Speed Twister 96 every year in April. So if you're interested in participating in future ones, check out his channel and join the Discord. Surfing Pichu is clearly not a hunt you see very often, and it was by far the most time I've invested into setting up a shiny hunt. Be sure to stick around for the Colosseum Showcase. Pikachu and Raichu have some unique surf animations in that game that you won't see anywhere else. But first, let's go over the things you'll need in order to do this hunt yourself, and then we'll break into the actual setup for the eggs. First off, you'll obviously need a copy of Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Fire Red, or Leaf Green. Emerald is preferable since it has access to Flame Body and Magma Armor to make egg hatching a little quicker, but as long as you have a long route or space to hatch eggs with access to a Pokemon Center, it won't make a massive difference. Next, you'll need a copy, or in my case, an ISO of Pokemon Box Ruby Sapphire in the same language as your Gen 3 game. You'll also need a GameCube to GBA link cable to connect to your Gen 3 card. Pokemon Box is where the Pichu eggs get generated and stored. I would also recommend using a GameCube or Wii that is able to run an ISO of Box, but I'll explain more on that later. Pokemon Box gives out gift eggs at various levels. Swablu with False Swipe at the start, Zigzagoon with Extreme Speed at 100 Pokemon deposited, Skitty with Payday at 500 Pokemon deposited, and finally the coveted Pichu with Surf at a staggering 1,499 Pokemon deposited, which is one less than the max that Box can hold. These Pokemon can all hatch shiny, but so far we've only seen the Pichu hunted by Bino, and he used a different method that involved manually trading the eggs between saves, much like the Manaphy hunt. After thinking about this hunt for a while, I came up with some ways to speed this up and overall make it one of the fastest ways to hunt via eggs. But you might be wondering, how exactly do you get more than one Pichu egg if you can only redeem one egg per Gen 3 save? The answer is fairly simple, through save corruption, which I'll give a brief demo of now. Alright, so I'm about to show you what it looks like when I redeem a Pichu egg in Pokemon Box, as well as go over what I'm doing with my GBA and Emerald off screen to do a save corruption so that I can redeem another egg. I won't go into the specifics of save corruption in this video, however, if you'd like to know more about what that looks like and how it works, a YouTuber and Pokemon RNG expert by the name of I'm a Blissey has a very detailed and helpful video on how to set this up and execute it. The link to that video is in the description. But basically, it mainly involves corrupting my main save in Emerald to force the game into loading a backup save, which was prior to redeeming the Pichu egg. This allows me to keep going back into Box and redeeming more eggs. Alright, so as you can see, I've got Pokemon Box running and connected to my GBA, and I'm at the point where I've just done a save corruption on my Emerald copy. So first things first, we're going to go ahead and load up the boxes and redeem a Pichu egg. Let me go ahead and get Box started here and turn on my GBA. We'll wait for that to connect. All right, perfect. We'll go straight into the boxes. And as you can see here, I've got a couple slots open on this box. And if we look forward here, we can see that essentially these are all the eggs I've already collected. But I basically started at box 25 and kind of moved my way backwards. But as you can tell here, I've got all of my boxes full of Pokemon. So really, all we've got left are just these three open spots. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these two spots with just some Pokemon in my box, in my Emerald copy. And once I do that and back out, Bridget will then give me a Pichu egg. So we'll go ahead and just take two of these Raichu, drop them in. And so now we are at 1,499 Pokemon, the required number in order to get the Pichu. So back out. And Bridget will say, oh my gosh, you fill the boxes. Here is your Pichu egg. And if we go back in, you can see here is our new egg that we just redeemed. So from here, now that we have our egg, basically we want to make room for the next one, or for the next essentially round of Raichu to deposit, or whatever Pokemon you're using to deposit in. So I'm just going to take two of these out, drop them here, so that next time I load up I'll basically be able to take after my save corruption, of course, I'll take my next 2 Raichu or whatever and just drop them in here, and we will have another egg. We'll go ahead and back out. We will save. Okay, saved up. And now I will go ahead and turn my GBA back on, and we are going to do a save corruption on there. And with a save corruption, essentially what we're doing now, like I said before, is we're deleting our made save, or corrupting it off of the cart so that it loads a backup save to before we redeem the egg. So we go into the title screen and we'll do up, select, and B. Asks us to if we want to clear the save data. So obviously we're going to click yes, but the second we click yes on that screen, we also want to turn the game off, completely off, do a hard shut off. And if we do it, as long as we do it quick enough, it will only corrupt the main save. If you wait too long, or pretty much half a second too long, it will delete both saves, and then you'll have to restore your save again and basically start the process over, which I've done plenty of times in this whole process. So I'll go ahead and try the save corruption now. It might have been a little too quick there. We'll find out. Again, usually you have to be pretty quick. You have to press A and shut off fairly simultaneously, but sometimes you end up being too quick as well. Okay, so now I'm getting the text that says the save file is corrupted. The previous save file will be loaded. So that is essentially your indicator that it was successful. As long as you're seeing that text, then you're good to go. However, if you're seeing the text that says the save data has been erased, that means you were too slow and that both saves were erased from the game, and that essentially you need to go in and restore your save back to before you had the Pichu. So just be careful with that. Make sure you do have a backup of your save if you are doing these save corruptions, so that if you do screw it up and delete your saves, you can just go ahead and restore it back and try again. So that was successful. And part of the save corruption process is we need to go into the game now and save twice. That will move the game saves around in a way that will allow us to corrupt them again. Save once. And there's save number 2. So we'll go back into box. We'll soft reset the game. Wait for the game to load up here. Perfect. So now when we go into the boxes, we still have our previous egg. Actually, sorry, we want to take out additional Raichu here. And then we'll put 2 in so that we have, whoops, missed one. We'll put 2 in so that we have only 1 spot remaining for our $14.99. We'll back out. And as you can see, Bridget is now giving us yet another egg. So again, showing us that the save corruption was successful. So now we have another egg in there. So essentially that's the process. You just repeat this over and over until you have the desired amount of eggs. In order to collect the 13 boxes that I wanted, or 390 eggs total, it took me about 20 hours. And obviously you can do this for the other box eggs if you decide to go that route. And if you do, best of luck. So once I had 13 boxes worth of Pichu eggs ready to go in Pokemon Box, I split them between 2 of my Emerald copies to begin the process of walking them all down to right before hatching. I can't speak to other generations, but in Gen 3, if you walk an egg down to right before it hatches and then trade it to another game or store it in Pokemon Box, that step progress or egg cycle progress is retained. So seeing how I planned on hatching these eggs across multiple saves, I did this to further cut down the time it took to hatch them all. Each egg only took about 10 to 15 seconds to hatch after doing this, so it ended up saving quite a lot of time, even for a Pokemon that has the lowest amount of steps needed to hatch. Once the eggs were pre-hatched, I put them all back into Pokemon Box and backed up the save via GCMM, so I could deposit all 13 boxes to both of my Emerald carts and begin hunting. Each individual Pichu will have the same nature and stats between the game saves, However, since the saves have different TIDs and SIDs, the shiny check is still unique. So if you do this hunt and notice individual Pichu stats are the same between your saves, that's expected. But some of you big brain hunters might say, but Jansen, what about those pesky Pokemon box withdraw and deposit restrictions? Which is a very important question. For those unaware, Pokemon Box has some really annoying limitations when it comes to withdrawing and depositing Pokemon. For all games, in order to withdraw a Pokemon with a save that did not originally deposit that Pokemon, you must have 100 Pokemon caught in the dex, otherwise the game will block you. These limitations go even further. For Emerald, you can't deposit anything until you've received the National Dex, which is after you've beaten the Elite Four. The same requirement exists for Fire Red and Leaf Green, in which you have to finish the Sevi Island quest and activate trades with the Hoenn games before you can deposit or withdraw. So how do we get around this? With the power of incredibly conveniently timed research into this specific problem. Absol, aka Absol Blogs Pokemon, aka Matt, a well-known shiny hunter and Pokemon wizard, recently created a patch and action replay codes that can be utilized to remove these restrictions, as well as some other handy features. The link to these are in the description. A huge, huge thank you and shout out for Matt for creating those. This hunt would be so much more of a pain in the butt without this. So from here, the process works like this. Withdraw the eggs into as many games as you want. In my case, this was 2 Emerald cards. Hatch all of them to check for a shiny, and if none of them are, reset the game so that you undo any hatching. Then you can deposit the eggs back into Pokemon Box or just restore the box save. From there, you can start new saves on your Gen 3 games and either get to the point where you can withdraw the eggs again, or play up to the bike and then withdraw the eggs. The eggs hatch so fast that hatching them by just running is still going to be pretty quick, especially if you have something like a spare Slugma in your box save that you can withdraw along with the eggs. And that about does it for the setup. This method can be applied to any of the Pokemon Box gift eggs as well as regular eggs, so go nuts. If you made it this far without skipping, first of all, thanks a lot. And second, if you want to try this hunt for yourself but don't want to go through the agony of 20 hours of save corruptions, I provided my Pokemon Box save file with all 13 boxes of Pichu eggs that are all pre-hatched in the description. Happy hunting! And without further ado, here's the reaction and the showcases.
Yeah, honestly, just hit the frame, dude.
Pretty cringe.
I tell you what, man, I cannot believe I'm like full odds shiny hunting and have been for years. Because when I first started, I was like, I would never waste my life doing that. I'm gonna be a method hunter forever. That didn't pan out.
How it always starts. The method hunting and you're like, oh, this is too easy.
This isn't fun.
Yeah, I did
I don't feel anything.
yeah, no, I
Give me pain.
I need to feel a bigger high.
Yeah.
But I started doing like, what was it? Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, like wormholes. Wait a minute, is that Shiny Pichu? Holy shit, it's Shiny Pichu!
No shit.
Oh my god, dude! It's there! Dude! It's there, it's shiny!
Way.
Oh my god!
That's
Shiny Surfing
dude.
Pichu, it's done! It's there!
Oh my god.
Dude, no way!
No shot.
It's done! Hold on. Let me pause the music here. Dude, look at that. It's done. I'm not dreaming. It's done.
Ain't no way.
We were just talking about how somebody needs to get a shiny. Dude. Oh, shoot. Hold on. Let me put your screen back up here. Oh, my word. I guess we just needed to complain about it some more, right? Anybody else? And Glav guesses Brave. Okay. Anybody else? Going once, going twice. All right. Let's take a look. There it is. It's Hasty. Anybody gets Hasty?
That's me.
Was that? Yeah, that was gonna say that was you.
Me.
Look at that. Poi getting the
Finally,
nature
Jesus,
guess.
dude. I haven't gotten a nature guess right in like fucking ages.
Nice, dude. GG. Are you already VIP in my chat? You gotta be. If you're not, you are now.
Sheesh.
There it is. Official. Is this legit? It absolutely is legit. This is as legit as it gets.
As legit as holding L, brother.
Yeah, exactly. I held L. Sorry, guys.